Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Soul Podcasting Podcast. I am so excited. I have a wonderful guest today. Her name is Camilla Calberg. She's a global leadership coach who helps high-achieving women rise from burnout and silence and self-doubt and brings them into clarity and power and soul-aligned leadership. She's led multi-million-dollar transformation programs across major industries, and she's rebuilt her life from rock bottom, and she now guides women to lead with truth, presence, and emotional intelligence, which we will be getting into in this interview and conversation. And I'm so thrilled to have you here with us today, Camilla. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited and grateful to be here at the Mission.
I'm so glad. And as we're getting started, I would love for you to just introduce yourself, and let's just kind of make this really personal. Like, I would love to know what things in life make you happy, and then share who you are and what you do and about your family and that kind of thing. But then just tell us what makes you happy in life.
Oh, I love starting that way. What makes me happy? Conversation like this makes me happy. Where being in a room where I can inspire makes me happy. Listening to music and dancing makes me happy. And this is deep. I know where we're going, but also it's like for years I haven't been listening to music because of what I've been through. So just listening to music, allowing myself to be me, is also making me happy. So yeah.
That's beautiful. I am a music person. I wish I could pan my camera over to this wall, which is full of music notes. I teach piano, and so I love music. So I'm feeling you on that with music, and it's just a beautiful way to kind of open up ourselves to, to vibe with the world around us, and
It is indeed. It is. Yeah.
And then also, I would love to know like a little bit about your family and what your everyday life is like with your business and being a mompreneur. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
What's it about?
Yeah. So my day to day. So I try to wake up at 4:30 to meditate and connect with my higher self, because I know everything I've been through, how important it is to connect with my vision, with my highest dreams, not getting stuck in the 3D and my fears. So that's what I'm cultivating in the morning. I got an 11-year-old daughter. We just moved, so it's very easy to go to school 5 minutes. So we sleep longer than we don't have to go out and for a drive for an hour as we were used to. But then I'm home, and I have 3 segments on how I do my business. I learn from my coaches and mentors. So one of the legs is to get on podcast every day, because it's so important to share my story and to inspire other women on the journey I've been on. That there's so much more to cultivate and open. I go on LinkedIn and share my stories, and I also work on my business. So there's a lot of working on my business, and then I work in my business. We have different courses and private clients. And then we get together. My daughter is not professional. She's only 11, but sports dancing. So we do a lot of sports dancing, single mom. So I'm getting out there in the training, and then we relax in the evening. So that's my everyday life. Yeah.
That sounds so relaxing, but it also sounds like you're a busy woman doing a lot, but managing very well and able to like know what's important for you, putting that meditation first in your day and grounding yourself for the day, and then doing all the things related to being a mom and then being a business owner. So that's really good.
Absolutely. And I throughout the day, I learned to sprinkle my day with meditations. Mm-hmm. So I always act from my highest self.
Wow.
Get into that alignment. And sometimes I spend more time because I can feel my energy.
Yeah.
Because energy is contagious. So if I don't believe in this, I just know that I'm going to get the results. So I dedicate a lot of time to, I've done some training with Rick and Hila, maybe you know how it's about, called emotional hygiene. I'm an emotional fan. So I spend a lot of time on that, and also in the evening. And remember, we don't want to be busy. We want to be in high demand. I learned that. So I'm in high demand, but I am no longer busy.
I love that. Oh my goodness. And I've never heard the term emotional hygiene before. So this is, wow, this is fascinating to my ears to learn this today. And I love your view on how you position yourself in life to be successful without being busy, but in demand. That's beautiful. I would love to know a little bit more about what you do for your clients and how that all pans out for your happiness and success in your business.
Oh, I love that question. Women who reach out to me, I also have men on my mailing list, but it's mostly women. They can relate to my story of being a single mom, having gone through a toxic divorce. And I talk about childhood trauma. I talk about playing small. I talk about dimming your light when in room with toxic people. And so they reach out because they know, and we're talking to C-suite people, that sometimes they dim the lights. Sometimes they don't come across with the points because they are afraid of not being liked and not being seen and valued. And what will they say if I say that? And they just know that they are sick and tired of playing the nice girl. So we do a lot of deep inner work. I've been 20 years in corporate, BPCL, IBM, so I know the business tactics and reorgs. I've done a lot of that. Mm-hmm. So I can facilitate that practical thing, but I know now that unless the foundation is strong, there's no tactic that will stick.
That's true.
So we work a lot on the inner getting the inner world in alignment.
Okay. Yeah. Alignment seems to be a major thing that's coming up right now. And so I'm wondering how your story kind of weaves into where you are today with your coaching. How did you get to this point, and what lessons did you learn from maybe corporate America versus where you are now?
Oh, I love it. So my story, and that's where I inspire those who are in my world. For a young age, I compared myself to my sister. She was so good at getting the straight A's. I just had to study. And I know now and understand that what you believe to be true, you manifest. So I manifested it has to be hard. I had to put a lot of effort in. But then fast forward, my lower self, because I was very successful in BP, Shell, and IBM. But within, I always considered myself being different. High flyer job, but no family. So I was different. I was the only one in the family tribe and around my girlfriends who didn't have a family. I was different. And when people see you as different, you feel different.
Right.
And how I love my life, I'm traveling. So how do I get a boyfriend and family? So I felt that push. So I ended up needing love. I actually did a video on this. It's so many synchronicities as we talk about that. But when we need something, we don't get what we really want. But I needed love. I needed to be seen. I needed to live love. And when we come from needingness, we don't really get what we want, that family, the beautiful love, where you just relax in harmony. So I manifested who I was, lower self. I found another one who was also broken, but that soul was in my life for soul correction.
Yeah.
To set healthy boundaries. And I learned it the hard way because we ended up with unhealthy family environment where energy was contagious. And I talked about aura. Nobody really understood what that was. I could just feel the energy even before he had put his hand on the handle. I could feel the state he was in. And long story short, then I finally decided to decouple. And a couple of months later, my daughter was 6. He filed. So I decoupled. I decided to decouple. And then he took the case to court. Mm. And I ended up in court for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I didn't see that coming just before I decided to decouple. And there was a lot of manipulation. I had no other choice but to learn to regulate my emotions. And that's really very important to my head, what I believe to be true. I invested a lot of money to have people on my team. I couldn't survive if I didn't have people to help me through that.
Right.
In that journey, and the court took more than 4 years, and my daughter was in witnessing. It was really very toxic. Never had imagined that me to experience that. But now, from a soul, I had. If no one else were going through this, who else than me?
Mm.
So it was like, I just need to do this. And me, on that journey, I had private clients. I have teams. I had group coaching events and programs. And I was very open. And that journey from being stuck in my emotions to going in and weeks with prep with lawyers and everything and coming out on the other side and learning so much in that process inspire people to say, wow, if you can be so resilient in that process, teach me how I can heal and how I can become even more resilient. And the more resilient, the more relaxed I became, the more I healed my daughter. That's really what's interesting. I could see her relax.
Wow.
And I want to get you in, but there was one important thing here, which was like catapulted my mission to teach and spread the word about emotional intelligence, is that I needed to end up in court and discuss energy with lawyers. No one else on LinkedIn talked about energy and emotional intelligence. But we had to do that in court and say, that's wrong. It shouldn't take you thousands of dollars and mental health to get up in court and talk about energy. And that was my sign to bring it out to the wider world.
Wow. That is a story of a deep wound, but also of healing, and there's transformation and helping others along the way. After your transformation, now you're bringing other people to be transformed as well. So I love your story, because it's not just about you and your healing. It's about everyone that contacts you, that reaches out to you for that support. And so I'm just wondering, what part of this whole ordeal surprised you the most about your power and your strength?
See, and I'm still so humble of it. People say that I'm so strong. I don't see me as strong. But in my world, I had no other option, and I get really emotional, but to protect my daughter from more psychological abuse.
Right.
I just needed to be strong to help her, to protect her during these 4 years of, I was almost say hell. It's a strong word to use by now. But we were really, we're still living in hiding. People think I'm strong. It's just me. I think that case of experience revealed or unfolded something that is just so natural for me to persevere and have to go through it, not retreating. I could retreat, Is it
Good.
okay?
That's a choice.
You get her, Lola,
Right.
but I didn't.
You didn't.
I didn't.
And you took that experience and you decided, like I said earlier, just to help other people along the way as well. And I think that's the most powerful part of your journey, is that you're still walking through it. It's not completely over. You're still walking through this, but along the way, you're taking those steps. And these are bold steps too. I mean, I think this is a wonderful segue to what I want to ask you next about our voice and our story, because you're sharing your story with the masses right now. There are people that are listening to you that are feeling, okay, yeah, I'm going through something similar. I'm going through a hard time. And yet, how can I heal and how can I help others? And so I guess my question for you is, how would you give advice to women who are interested in sharing their voice through something like this, through a podcast or through starting their own business, their own venture? How would you encourage them to not downplay their voice? Even if they're still going through something, they're still taking those steps, right? And they're having to be bold. How would you encourage them to just move ahead and to take the baton and move forward?
It's so deep and so as I needed that question that you just said. First, I want to honor where you are, because I have been struggling to owning my voice for years. Being judged. What if I say that? Right. I started going live when I was in it. Will your lawyers look at me? Will I be judged? I have been judged and labeled as not being a capable mom, that my daughter was to be taken away. I mean, there was so many people that had eyes on me, seeing me as completely weird and not capable. So I just want to honor that of struggling to own your voice.
Yes.
But let me just ask you this question, so deep for me. Who needs to hear your story?
That's good.
There's someone out there who needs to hear your experience. And when you can share your experience with someone, you will help that soul.
Wow. Who needs to hear your story?
Who needs to hear your story?
Wow. And you're going to help that soul. And there's many, many people that will be helped, but that one person, that is more than enough. And I love that question that we should be questioning ourselves and asking, so that we're reflective of the work we're doing, that when we're behind the mic or when we're starting a business and launching a program, that it's not just another thing to keep us on the hamster wheel of busyness and creating money and monetizing. And yes, all those things are good. We want to have the income. I mean, that comes from starting a business, and that's great. But the whole force behind all of it needs to be grounded, and it needs to come from a place of healing and of restoration, so that we're healing ourselves and we're healing others. And I think that's just beautiful what you're doing, that you're on this journey, and you're an example of someone who's walking through life, walking through the journey of it, even when it's sometimes bitter or bittersweet, and sharing your life with the world. So I appreciate that you put yourself out here like this, because you are a light and you're helping so many people.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It wasn't easy in the beginning. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But that question, who needs to hear my story? Who can I help? Where I've been. And same with you, listener. Where were you 5 years ago? You can help your younger self. And there's so many people you can help by sharing your story.
That's so good. And as they're sharing their stories, can you share a bit about authenticity, showing up as themselves?
Oh, yeah. The best thing you can do is to be authentic. It's so easy to say. because I've been 20 years in corporate, and in corporate we have faces on, we have masks, and
Yeah.
but the more you can just be you, the more people will relate. And it just takes practice. That's what I know to be true. But the more authentic you are, the more you are relaxed.
Yeah.
In whatever conversation, whatever podcast, whatever video you're going to do, and you're creating in that moment.
Yeah.
And you are in flow.
Yeah.
Because when we are trying to control everything, and I've been there so many times, I get better and better, but I'm not perfect. But when we control, we come from heads. But when we relax, we come from hearts.
Ooh, I love that distinction. When we're in control, we're coming from the head. That's a lot of energy and anxiety that comes from being in the head all the time. But you said that when we are relaxed, we're coming from the heart. Heart and soul. I love this. I love it. And so, do you have any special tips on how, as solopreneurs and podcasters, we can come from the heart more often than the head?
Oh, that's good. So let me just sit with it. I think the first thing, like maybe it's the best to tap into how I do it and inspire what I learned from my mentors, is that, as you mentioned previously, Demetria, is that what is the purpose? What is your mission? You will get paid the more impact you create. So don't think about the money, right? We all need the money, but we don't need the money. We want to serve first.
Yes.
So the purpose, and then bring more of yourself and be authentic. What I know to be true, focus on just one story, one pain point that you want to share with your audience, or you're even better if something that lights you up, something that is easy for you to talk about.
Yeah.
Then it flows. The more structured we are, then it doesn't stick as good as when we're just teaching or talking to a friend.
Exactly.
And it's not something that has come easy to me. And I pick it up every time. I have to be authentic. But here's something I do. Before I record, I would talk to, like, if I was meeting a private client, and I was like, hey, Suzanne, it's so good to meet you. Listen, today we're going to do that. So I'm picturing in my mind's eye that I have a great client in front of me.
Yeah.
And then I would, I'm authentic, I'm smiling, I'm happy, I'm vibrant.
Because you're picturing that one person that you're talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gives me I don't think I completely keep that energy throughout, but at least that's how I start.
Right.
And then I remember again. But that's how I show up with my clients. I'm authentic. I'm me. I'm real when in room with me. And so that's how I set myself up for success.
Yeah.
Before I record it, when I'm recording. Yeah.
Right. I love that. Those are tips that we can just bring into our everyday practice of being podcasters and sharing our voice, and just remember to bring our experiences to the table and be authentic with that. And then picture that main person, that client or customer, potential customer that we want to have, and talk to them and be personable to them as we're recording. And then, like you said, relax and don't come from the head so much, come from the heart. Those are all good tips.
Yeah. And there's also another, if we don't have a client that really puts our heart on fire. I heard another podcaster say, but then she just records as though she was talking to her best friend. I mean, if we were two friends, right? I wouldn't come from head. I would be so relaxed.
I'd want you to relax and have a conversation. And
exactly.
Totally.
So next time, think of Demetria. All right, listen what I've been up to today, right? I think that there's some really good simple tips, but we get to pass them on for other people to start to. It can be really easy.
It's really simple, like you said. It's really simple, but we get it in our heads and we make it complicated.
Because we are so afraid of failing.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to have everything under control. And then we come from head.
Yeah.
But we are not present when we come from head.
That's true. That's true.
We want to drop into our heart. And people can feel the shift in energy when we come from head or we come from heart.
Mm. That's so good, Camilla. I love this. It's very calming. Even talking to you right now is like bringing my blood pressure down a little bit and just calming my heart rate. Like, this is such a relaxing conversation, and I love this. I want to ask you about women who want to use podcasting to open doors for them, for clients and for collaboration and visibility on all of this. There may be some inner work plus some outer strategy that needs to come together to make that happen. So we've already talked about a lot of strategies already, but do you have any kind of last advice on this show today to encourage women on how to bring that together?
I love it. The thing that shows up, definitely there's inner work. I mean, for success to come is 80% inner work and then 20% strategy.
Okay.
Wherever we want to go next. Yeah. What got you here won't get you there. So there's a new version waiting for you.
Wow.
I think sit with that deep inner work, whether you're procrastinating, you're only procrastinating out of fear. What is that fear about? Be so curious about every time you take plan B. Why do you go for plan B and not plan A?
That's good. That's good.
And be curious about that, because you know when you take plan B. You know when you don't follow through. You say tomorrow, but you know there's fear.
Yeah.
But you also want to, this is so deep. My body is responding now. But you also want to remind yourself that you're good enough. And your message is worthy enough to be shared with the world. And when your message is bigger than your ego, we all have ego, so there's no offense here.
Right.
Then what should stop you?
That's so good. That's so good. Wow. I mean, that's a mic drop moment right here. Like, this, I think, is a moment to just kind of resonate, just to think on these truth bombs that you're dropping and just to think about it. So I invite those who are listening right now to just take time to answer those questions for yourself. And when this podcast is over, go back and, like, I hope you took some notes maybe, and just go back and think through these questions and do some self-examination and self-work on your purpose, how you're showing up, why you're showing up, and let all of this just be your fuel to move forward in your podcasting growth and sharing your voice. And Camilla, this has been so awesome and so, I believe, life-changing for many people listening. I believe it is. So I thank you for your time today. And I just would love for you to share, how can our listeners reach you? Because you offer coaching and you offer support. And so just based on our conversation today, I can just already see, like, the energy that you have, that people would want that to help them break through some, barriers that they might be having emotionally, and that you can help them in that area. So how can we reach you?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you for having me. It's been some powerful questions, and you got me to think and pause. So thank you for having me. So you can reach out on, I'm very active on LinkedIn. You find me there. I think there's only 2 Camilla Calberg in the world, so it's easy to find. I also have videos if you want to do some self-studying and connecting deeper with me in your own speed. Then YouTube, Camilla Calberg, and my website, Camilla Calberg. Book a free call if you feel you want just to free call to explore. Could I help you? And also have some free masterclasses coming up. So keep around. We have a newsletter that I release a couple of times a week with some tips on emotional intelligence and being a trust advisor and owning your voice. So even that, there's some good tools to apply in your job as a podcaster.
Okay, awesome. So we'll get the links to LinkedIn and your YouTube channel and then your website in the show notes. And we can't wait to reach out to you. And I can't wait to have everyone just like listen to this and tell me what they think, because this has been a one-of-a-kind interview. So I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.